Everyone, so this week we're not going to do a reading. I have something else that I wanted to talk about on the video, and we talked about this on the podcast. So if you do listen, if you're caught up on the podcast, this is kind of the end of it. And in the podcast, I promised to make a video about this. So this is going to be about this this video here. This. So some of you may have seen it. It didn't get as shared as widely as most a lot of things out there, but it did go around some of the military and some of the people who are more gun inspired, I guess, who mostly have backgrounds in military, but aren't like insane right wing chuds. Anyway, so this video here was just absolutely incredible. Now, I'm not a combat soldier. I've never claimed to be. I've been to combat zones. I have had rockets shot at me, but so has everybody there, So I'm not a combat soldier, but I am a soldier, and I did pay attention a lot when we did Army stuff. Like, I'm a really good shot with an M16 because I never was taught how to shoot. So until I went to the Army, and then I just I don't know shit. So I'm just going to do everything the drill sergeants tell me, and then you become a great shot. So I've done well. Okay, like I say, I passed. I'm not going to say I became an expert, but it's one of those things. You shut up and you listen and you absorb things, and and you hold on to the fundamentals. And I've always been as not great of a soldier as I have been, just in general. It's because I don't like the Army, not because I don't, know what I'm doing or know how to be a soldier. So I feel like I am still very well. I can still break this down because everything in this is very once you kind of get an idea of it, it's very obvious as to why it's wrong. And the thing is that it shouldn't be obvious to you if you're a civilian, if you don't know these kinds of things, you don't know how all this stuff works. It's not going to be obvious to you, but for a soldier who's deployed, who has had to go through some amount of recent combat training before going overseas, I did stuff like this. I did door kicking and shoot house stuff before I went to Iraq. So I'm trained in this. I've never done it. I know PAO people who have, so it's not like we don't. They gave us guns too, I promise. We carried M4s. But it's just not our normal jobs. But they teach everybody how to do it because they want everybody to look, here's just in case you get called up for it, you need to be a part of it. This is how you do it. And thank goodness, because like I said, one of my broadcasters had to go, be number 3 on a stack team with some squad that was low. So, practical applications. And like I said, I went through this. I saw a lot of things the first time, and then I kept going through it again and again. I kept seeing more and more things. So what this is to set you up, I've referred to it as a shoot house. What a shoot house is in the Army, it's a building that the ones I've been through have been mostly made out of plywood. They do have one, this one is a little bit more built up. This is one you can do actual live fire in. As you'll see in the video, they're shooting live rounds, so it's very well. It's a very established, built up. This is probably a shoot house that a lot of soldiers go through training in. So, and it just mimics hey, it's a building. Here's how you clear rooms. Now, how you normally do it, how I was trained to do it, is called a stack team. You get 4 people, all line up against the wall, press up against the wall. You get your door. And then everybody lines up against the door to go into it that way. So you line up against the wall, 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody's really close, and every person goes in. You get in as fast as you can, and everybody has a quarter of the thing that they're supposed to be watching. And so your first person goes in, and they go direct, and they're pointing. They're clearing a corner, and then right behind them, the second person comes in and is clearing a corner. The third person comes in clearing a corner. Fourth person, and then there's a time you check check behind the door and everything. So it's when it is executed properly, it's still incredibly deadly. There's no good way. If you can't throw a flashbang or something into a room, there's no good way to bust into a room if you're coming up against a bunch of guys with machine guns in that room. But this is the best way to do it. This is the way that we do train on it. So a lot of this is, like I said, and these are fundamentals. If you're a combat soldier, these are fundamental things that you learn. So As you can see, even the person there, it actually hurts to watch. My blood is boiling. Everyone in this video needs to be relieved. Fucking idiots. Someone is going to get killed working with these morons. And from what I've heard, this is the 10th mountain that was doing this. So we're going to kind of go through, and it's not a very long video, but I'm going to give you some pointers on what's going on in here. So this, as you can see right now, first off, is not a fucking stack team against a wall. This is a clusterfuck around a door. This is a door that if somebody's on the other side of it, we're going to assume that this door is made out of, if it is this metal or wood or plywood or something like that, it's a door that bullets can fly through. So if somebody's on the inside, they can start shooting through the door and hitting these guys out here. But hey, maybe some of them are range safety officers, maybe some of them are training people, whatever. You see everybody's decked out. They got their full helmets and body armor and everything like that. This is live fire. They were shooting real bullets during all of this. Now, when I did shoot house training, we never did it with live bullets. We did it with blanks. We did it with little paintball, a paintball gun thing that they do with the some of the M16s. It's like a different upper. So, but you know, we go through the motions. But I've never done it with real bullets. Not everybody does. I'm PAO again. Nobody should be letting me do it with real bullets. Sorry. So, first off, this is not set up correctly for what they're going to execute. So let's go ahead. And there may be some, if you're like a for real combat troop, like somebody who's done a lot of this, please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about anything. I'm going to be touching mostly on the fundamentals. If there are like crazy, like, oh no, in 25th we learned how to, do this 2-person through the door at the same time stack team thingy. I've never seen it, and none of the combat troops that I knew have seen it, and apparently the provost or the CSM or whoever the 10th Mountain was incredibly embarrassed by this video. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm going to be mostly right here. All right, so first off, here we go. Door kick. All right, first off, fucking Abbott and Costello here, fucking Three Stooges trying to go on through here. Now, I will say, having somebody else kick the door you want to do that because that person, and we learned that you have one person kick the door. Depending on how many people you have. Obviously, we had 5 people, so it was golden for us. But, depending on how many people you have one person kick open the door, and then the stack team goes. Because that person kicking the door, they're going to be off balance. They're kicking the door. They're pushing backwards and everything. So that's good. But you got 2 people going in. So here we go. 2 people going in at the same time. Think of a normal doorway. And think about when you walk through a doorway. And then think like these 2 people are going through this doorway at the same time. With guns and body armor and helmets, and they are comfortably passing through these doors. Not all doors in Iraq are these massive open doors for them. So, there's that reason too. Also, the door is called the funnel of death because if you got somebody with a machine gun on the other side while you're coming in, this is where everybody's getting shot. So it's not great. So already we're fucking up. But that's fine. It's training, guys. We're gonna keep going through this. Okay, first off, now remember I said there's corners that need to be cleared. All right? You don't know if you go into this room, you don't know who's in there or where they are. Like if you go into any room in your house, just think about like you go in, think about all the places in that room you don't see. Now, a normal person doesn't have to think about that, but when you're busting into, a room like this, and you're having to clear out people who might be shooting at you, you need to have, you gotta have something like that. So let's, you gotta have all of the corners thought about. So these people are not thinking about their corners because as we go through, there's a corner this way. Whoop, it goes. That way. There's a corner over there, and they're not going to go ahead and they're not getting it. They're not clearing it. It goes in and immediately just starts doing bang bang stuff. So fine, bang bang bang. A lot of people in here. We can see that we have range safety officers up top. That's what those people are up there, who are being very nonchalant about everything going on here. And these are live bullets. These are real bullets. And And people could really have died in this if it had gone worse. So, all right, bang, bang, bang. We're gonna get ready. Okay, so here's our next. We're not stacking up, which is, obviously this isn't a flush wall that you can get up against. But again, this is not really to standard what we're seeing. At least not any training standards that I've seen. So again, here we go. Two-man thing at the same time. And what do? Let's watch the whole. So you have two people at the same time going through. Again, doors, not really. Both of them kicked the door. So they're both going to be like, and this is assuming like the door is not locked or booby trapped or something like that. They're just going through, kicking the door that is just loose on the hinges. Like even like the door being closed and latched, not even locked, would stop those kicks. So we're not getting very far with those. And also look at this. Who's that man's pointing a loaded rifle at multiple people in this scenario here. There's 1, 2, 3 people here that have a gun, just a fucking gun being pointed at them. And this guy's not thinking the other guy over there, homie back here, boop, right there, you see him back there, he's got his guns pointing at them too. The only person that's doing something good is this guy you see right here, right, the guy you see in front, because he doesn't have his gun pointed at anybody. He's the only person not pointing a gun at somebody. So kudos to that guy, but I think it's just because even that would have been pretty obvious if he was doing that shit. All right, keep going. Boop, boop. Ugh, so much flag. Like, and that's the thing. Like, if it was just, oh, you didn't clear your corners, be like, hey, maybe it was like my last unit, going through. The last time I went through it, we sucked. We didn't know what we were doing. They trained us. We sucked less. That's what training is for. I just don't know what's going on with this. And then, all right. So many. Okay. Again, this guy again right there, pointing a gun at somebody, and this guy just said, "What are you doing? What are you just hanging out there?" I guess he's waiting for to hear gunfire discharge on the other side. Like I don't know. Maybe this is how you do it when you've got like fucking 30 dudes with nothing better to do. A stack team is generally 4 people, and you're lucky to have that. You're lucky to get 4 people. All right, come on. Oh. Yeah, come on in. Point your gun at everybody again. Didn't get enough gun pointing at me earlier. Come on over, Private Snuffy, and fucking point a gun at my nuts some more. Pointing guns. Okay, here we go. I know this cool guy like transition thing of like, oh, here we go. Like somebody put time and like a little bit of time and effort into this, and like saw nothing wrong with this. Like somebody sat and edited this and released it like this and saw nothing wrong with any of this. Like it is. It's just absolutely. There's so many people that were seeing. There were so many people there. There were so many people. Like, this is why we did it with blanks. Like, you get the little blank fire adapter. It's a little thing hangs off the end of the barrel. So that when you shoot the blanks, because the blanks do have like something in it, so it doesn't fly out and hit you. It's a thing that deflects the detritus that comes out. But yeah, we do that with blanks, so we can make the bang bang sounds. We do it with what is it? I can't remember the shitty gear that never worked. The Miles gear that is supposed to simulate getting shot. Actually, we had some like updated Miles gear when I went through, so that was nice. What I'm saying is that you have a lot of steps to go through. Before you're ready to start doing this with live fire. I know that like if somebody had said, yes, you need to drive, those PAOs out there need to do this live fire exercise. They need to do the same thing live fire. We would be drilled and drilled and drilled and drilled over and over on the same rooms, the same building. So we would know exactly what we're doing, exactly where we're going, and just let muscle memory take over. That's what they would do. And that's literally what fucking training is. So I don't know how like any of this got to this point. To where they're like, yeah, I think you guys are ready for real bullets, and then just allowing all of this to happen. Like that's why you train, because when you point a fucking empty gun or a blank gun, blanks or something like that at your buddy by accident, somebody will be like, hey, dipshit, And you say, oh, wow, in a real world situation, that could have been very dangerous. That's why you do that. Let's keep going. There's not much. Here, another kick, another not. Look at this. He's so excited about getting to shoot his fucking gun. He's like crowding out his buddy. Like two dudes coming in, swinging in. Again, didn't clear that other corner. No corners being cleared. And no, I just want to, like, it's like he's sliding over. Like, you walk forward, man. You walk forward. Like, this is just so, like, it's so painful to watch this. And for me as a PAO to be calling you out on this is very, very embarrassing for whoever this was. And so, yeah, you got everybody coming in doing their bang bangs and then some more cool guy transitions. None of these RSOs yelling, another kick, and then more pointing. Look at, again, just pointing my gun at my buddy here. Like, fuck, man, that's... so much stuff being pointed at people, guys. And like, I don't know, maybe it's like what Black Hawk Down. Oh, this is my safety here. Sorry. Yes, I'm sure that there's some fucking cowboy ass motherfuckers out there like that, but that's not what you do here, man. This is fucking ignorant, guys. So that's kind of a breakdown of that video. Of the do's and don'ts. Like I said, if I could probably, like, if I had to get on a stack team right now, I could probably remember most of it. I would ask for a quick refresher on, hey, I'm number 3. I go in, turn this right. Is that what we're doing? Or do you guys do it? Kind of figure out, make sure they don't have any house rules that I don't know about and go from there. But I just like to think that I wouldn't be this bad. I fucking hope I wouldn't have been, at least, because that's just embarrassing. All right, everybody, thank you. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Feel free to yell at me in the comments about what a huge dumbass pogue I am and how in third ID fucking Rock of the Marne loves to just do 4 people abreast into a building. Why not? Just everybody point a gun at your buddy and let's get happy with it. So anyway, I'll talk to you next week.